He's all right. His family's suspect. That's what I've always heard. Those look much brighter in here.
Yeah. All right, you're a minute to go.
We're ready whenever you guys are ready. So
Okie doke.
start on.
Are we good?
Yep.
Oh, come on here.
Good evening, Mayor.
Hello, Doug. How are you?
Good.
Good, good. See who's on there? Clarence, Dean. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
First meeting there this year. Good deal.
Where's my little timey at? Must be close. Close enough. Are we ready? Ready on the right, ready on the left. City Council will come to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Howdy Shell, Rogers,
Here.
Schmidt, Whitaker,
Here.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgardner,
Here.
Godwin.
Here.
Before we have the Pledge of Allegiance, I would just like to take a moment. With the COVID thing and everything that's going on, we are unfortunately losing a number of people in and around the community, Greenville and Dark County, and they're people who mean a lot to this community. One in particular, I'd like to note the passing of Walter Roy Haynes Jr. He was 99. Now, Roy was a member of the Greenville City Council, and I don't have those dates in particular, but he served on City Council. He and I worked on committees together. He's a former manager of J.C. Penney Company when it was downtown on Broadway. And Roy's passing came on December the 17th. And recently, today, and the last couple of weeks, we've learned of just numerous people of one reason or another. So I'd like to take just a moment to pause and remember those and keep all those lifted up, families who need it. So just give us a moment, please. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. It's unfortunate that we have to start the year like that, but again, this is a different time and a different day, and it's really waning and waxing on all of us. So anyway, with that, I would ask that we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America,
to the republic
which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. Before we continue again, to the public, this is aired via Zoom, and it's also on Facebook or
YouTube Live.
YouTube Live. Okay, can't keep those things straight. And if you're interested in calling in, you call area code 301 and then 715 and 8592. And then when you get the meeting ID request, the ID number is 764-911-9533. And then it'll ask for the password. And the password on Zoom is 670404. So we welcome anyone who wants to address council as we move along the agenda. We will be coming to the public hearing pretty quickly. So please Zoom in if you'd like, and we'd certainly like to hear from you. We don't want to exclude anyone at all. And even though it's not perhaps as conducive as all to, for people to come up, but at least you can make contact with us. So would appreciate that. Approval of the minutes. The only thing I have after call of council, I do have a need for an executive session under Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1, subparagraph 1, which is dealing with issues of personnel, and that is to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, disciplined, and/or compensation of a public employee or official. And we have 2 items under that to discuss. So other than that, that's all I have.
Move to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion by Mr. Godwin to approve the agenda as presented. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Rogers,
Yes.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Approval of current financial report. You've all received copies from the auditor's office of the financial report for the beginning of the year. Not much activity on it, but it does have a considerable number of figures. So I would entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to approve the current financial report from the auditor's office. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Rogers,
Yes.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Godwin.
I got ahead of
Yes.
myself. I approved the agenda before I did the minutes. My apologies. So are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, they will stand approved as presented. All right. Now, moving on to public hearing. Anyone wishing to address council may do so at this time. I don't see anyone dialing in or no other people there. So if no one wants to address council, we'll move on to administrative reports. Begin with Mayor Wellman.
Thank you, Council President. Yeah, just a couple of things. One's kind of a big thing, but well, one of the things I wanted to share is that it's a unique situation that we're in these days with the pandemic, and we're just getting to the place where we have vaccine, and hopefully that's going to eliminate some problems and save some people's lives. But the part I wanted to share is that within this time frame, that particularly now, there is a seemingly a big spurt in businesses opening up, and then particularly in Greenville Industrial Park and around the area, there's jobs that are open. It's truly amazing that here we are at the place where a lot of places have been shut down, and that we have a lot of businesses that are ready and coming in, and what a positive view that makes for everybody. It's been pretty cool. Of course, you see Hardee's being built. We have at least 2 expansions, possibly a third, going into the industrial park area. One of them's not, but particularly in industrial park, but it's close. And then we have several businesses open up. Of course, Marshall's going to open up in spring. The Belks, it's Belks. Just put the sign up the other day. They're going to be opening up as a Belks wholesale outlet. Kind of interesting, in the old Gordman's building. So that's interesting. Along the same line, kind of a small discount shopping center, or family shopping, which is pretty cool. So there's a couple things maybe going in downtown. There's hopes very soon that we might have a store in the old KitchenAid building. We're working on that. And so enough for that. We just hope it continues, and there is a lot of positive attitude out there, a lot of hope. So we're right there with them. We're doing everything we can to help them out. So one other thing I wanted to bring up is that I think most of you might have missed it, but I hope you knew about it. I'm not even sure. Today was kind of a unique happening. We have a new police chief. Lieutenant Roberts now have sworn him in this afternoon to be our new police chief. So we have, he has a lot of ideas and changes and for the positive for that whole group of people. And we certainly look forward. We had a big group here today to congratulate him and give him some pat on the back and to tell him we were all for him and we support him. So it was kind of neat. So you get a chance to see Chief Roberts now that tell him thanks and tell him we wish him the best. And I think he'll do a great job for us all. So thanks. That's it. I'll pass.
Thank you. Safety Service Director, Mr. Delk.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go along with the mayor there and congratulate Chief Roberts. Breath of fresh air and has some great direction for the department. So we expect big things. A few things we do have going to add on to what the mayor was talking about with the industry and things coming to town. The mayor and I, as much as we can get into places with COVID, have been going around to different businesses around the community. And one thing that we always run into is in Greenville, we're hiring. We're looking for 10 people. We're looking for 5 people, high paying jobs, like very exciting for 2020 or 2021. I'm sorry. With that said, the city of Greenville is also looking for some people to fill some pretty decent jobs. So on January the 12th at 6 p.m., we are going to be having a civil service test for water and wastewater operators and distribution employees. We have some retirements coming up in those departments and some nice positions to fill. You can come in, you can take that test, zero training, come straight out of high school, and they'll train you and you can work your way through the ranks and start with your class 1, class 2, class 3 operator's license. Applications are available in the mayor's office. You have until noon this Friday, the 8th, to turn those in. Also, next week, January 14th, we'll have a civil service test for an account clerk 1 and account clerk 2. Those are also due the 8th at noon, and that is to fill a position in the utilities office due to a retirement down there. And then, so that's all on the hiring side of things. And then January 19th, we will have our South Park splash pad bid opening. I'm super excited. Everything seems to be on track to potentially be up and running by Memorial Day weekend of 2021. And I just think that splash pad down at South Park is really going to revitalize that area. Much needed and some good positive things going on. And with that, I will pass.
Okay, thank you, sir. Law Director.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. Just a few quick things this evening. The first is want to let council know that we're considering or continuing to move forward, trying to address the nuisance properties. We finally got an agreement and a plan in place. The house that's been burned out at the corner of Front and Central will be coming down soon. So we're excited about getting rid of some of those eyesores, and we continue to move forward with that process. Additionally, want to let council know that we've submitted a draft CRA agreement to the school board. I think we've talked about previously with the industrial park, incentivizing some new construction with some tax benefits out there. The school board has to have that for 14 days before we are able to bring it before council, but council should anticipate seeing a copy of that agreement at the next meeting to vote on whether they want to go forward with that or not. Once that gets done, we had talked about also our hope to kind of completely redo the CRA program. Right now, it doesn't encompass the entire city, and it's limited very specifically to just some industrial purposes and commercial purposes, and it doesn't have to be. And I think you're seeing a lot of other communities use it for both residential and commercial purposes. And so it's our hope to kind of, to the extent that we can, to incentivize people to make some upgrades to the property, to redevelop some lots, and to be able to have some tax savings with doing that. So all of those things we're excited about and moving forward in 2021. And last but certainly not least, also want to congratulate Chief Roberts. Looking forward, he's always been great to work with. I know the Assistant Law Director, Mr. Cox, enjoys working with him as well. And so we're happy for him and expecting big things, as Ryan said. So with that, I will pass.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Raymond. Auditor, Mrs. Welland.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. Council, you should have picked up your copies of the 2021 budget that was available in the auditor's office. If you haven't, please stop by as soon as possible to get that. We want to give you a week before our meeting of the whole to review the budget. Next Tuesday, during the committee of the whole, I'm basically going to present a summary of the 2021 budget and then open up the meeting for individual questions that you may have. Also, this year, we have asked the department heads to be on hand so that if you have any specific questions on their individual budgets, they can answer those at that time. Also, this week, I received an email from the Ohio Ethics Commission that the financial disclosure statements for 2020 for elected officials are now available for online submission. So you can go in at any time. The due date for them for the filing is May 17th. So you have plenty of time, but sometimes it's better just to get it done and out of the way so that you don't forget about it. Finally, I would also like to congratulate Eric Roberts on his appointment as the new police chief. I know he's very excited to take on this position, and we're certainly excited to have him. And with that, I pass.
Okay, thank you. Under the committee reports at last meeting, the Utilities Committee had asked for an extension on their report to council. It was extended till today. Mr. Godwin, do you have any light to shed on this?
Yes, I was getting ready to turn in the committee report and I contacted the members that was on this committee, and one was going to submit a assignment on his own. Then
Minority report.
Yeah, minority report. Then the other committee member I talked to said that he didn't really agree with what was on the committee report. So then it would just be my signature again on the report. And like when I called you and talked to you about it, that I need to have another meeting, and said something about Thursday, and you said that was like New Year's Eve, and it's like, no, you can't do that. So then basically we need another extension on it to get everybody on the same page.
Well, what are we looking at here? Come on here, calendar. The 19th will be the next city council meeting. That'll be in 2 weeks. Do you think you can accomplish something by then?
Well, hopefully, if nobody else has COVID again.
Okay. Well, we'll set that for the 19th, if you will, please.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, moving on to ordinances and resolutions. Unfortunately, let me write this extension down here.
Is that January 19th, right?
Yes. Which will be the next regular scheduled meeting. Okay, I said, unfortunately, we have 2 people missing, and it takes 6 votes to suspend the rules. So we will not be able to do anything but read all of these ordinances and resolutions for the first time only. So, Madam Clerk, if you will.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into a contract with Julian & Grube Incorporated. This resolution authorizes the Safety Service Director to enter into contract with Julian & Grube Incorporated for a 3-year period for the years 2021, 2022, and 2023. A resolution accepting the RG Zachrich Construction Incorporated bid for the WWTP UV addition and screen replacement project. This resolution authorizes the mayor and safety service director to enter into contract with RG Zachrich Incorporated to accept their bid for the wastewater treatment plant UV addition and screen replacement project. A resolution canceling the promissory notes and releasing mortgages for fully paid accounts. This resolution authorizes the cancellation of the promissory notes and releases the mortgages associated with said notes for 2 properties within the city of Greenville. An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Greenville, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021. The supplement ordinance allows for appropriations in the Coronavirus Relief Fund in the sum as follows. Salaries Coronavirus Relief Fund in the amount of $598.17. These funds are needed for COVID-19 related salaries and were provided by interest from the CARES Act funding.
Okey-doke. All right, that was pretty quick. So that's first reading of all the resolutions. Moving on to items of new business, we have 2 items under new business dealing with the Division of Liquor Control. I'll let the clerk read the first one.
To Greenville City Council from Lieutenant Eric Roberts. I have reviewed the Ohio Division of Liquor Control application for El Keratin Mexican Grill located at 401 Wagner Avenue, Greenville, Ohio. Neither applicant has a history with Greenville Police Department, nor was any other criminal history found. I have no objections of issuing a D5, D6 liquor permit to El Keratin Mexican Grill Incorporated.
Yes, and that was a request for a transfer of the liquor permit from Lopez Incorporated doing business as El Camino Real and Patio Wagner Avenue to Keratin Mexican Grill Incorporated Patio 401 Wagner Avenue, Greenville. The next one is from the Division of Liquor Control, a transfer from Rock Creek, first floor and basement and patio, 5th Street, Greenville, to Sure Shot Tap House, doing business as Sure Shot Tap House, first floor and basement and patio. Go ahead.
To Greenville City Council from Lieutenant Eric Roberts. I have reviewed the Ohio Department of Commerce liquor control application for Sure Shot Tap House located at 117 East 5th Street and its applicant, Andrew Riffle. I have no reason to object to the permit after a background check.
Now, it's council's prerogative to either request a hearing on these transfers or to not request a hearing.
Not request a hearing.
Not. Anyone adamant about requesting a hearing on either of these 2 issues? Okay, we will not request a hearing. Nothing under old business. Any items of communications?
We received the monthly reports of December from the Income Tax and Street Department.
Okey-doke. Wow. The first meeting of the year is of course, we don't have to reorganize this time because we're still in the 2-year cycle. And again, I might note that we have how many positions coming up for election at the end of 21? 4 or the 3 at large? 3 at large and council president and who else? Any of the administration, That's it. So I don't know what the filing deadline is. Usually it's in February sometime, so many days prior to the primary election in May. And I'm remiss in not getting that exact information, but if you were interested in running for positions in city council, go to the Board of Elections in Darke County and obtain the information that you're interested in and petitions, and they must be filed by a certain date. So please take care of that if you're interested. All right. Well, call down the council, please.
Rogers.
Yes, I'd also like to congratulate Police Chief Roberts in his new position, and hopefully we see some good moves there. And also for the ones that we've lost during all this 2020, and hopefully their families are getting along fine, and hopefully 2021 is better. In reference to the water rates and sewage rates, I think we need to probably go in smaller steps. We've had a lot of people, granted, like the mayor and the safety service director said, we're getting some people back to work now and so forth like that, but let's not put them behind again like they have been. And so I think we need to take that in consideration. I realize we need some upgrades to our infrastructure, water plant, et cetera, but we may have to kind of hold back on a little bit of that and not spend that money right now until we, can come up with a good plan. I think the 50% increase was way exorbitant, and I think we need to definitely take that into consideration. And with that, I pass.
Whitaker.
First of all, I want to congratulate Chief Eric Roberts. Congratulations. And I know you're going to do a great job. Also want to express thoughts and condolences to all those who have lost loved ones, particularly to COVID, and to all who suffer from that. And we just wish them well and speedy recovery. And hopefully this thing gets over with soon. With regard to the water rates, I think we need to remember that it was first proposed that we triple the water rates, and now we're down to increasing that by 1/6. Unfortunately, this has been left go for too long, and people wonder why we're having to do it. It's why we need to do it is because the infrastructure is now suffering. And I make reference to the fact that the city of Dayton last summer had a main water break, and a lot of people were out of water, and they're still recovering from that and still having to repair a lot. And we want to avoid a major catastrophe, having undrinkable water. If we have a water main break, we're going to be caught short. So unfortunately, it was left gone too far and too long, and now it's time we need to address it as hard as it might be. With that, I pass.
Right.
I'd like to congratulate Chief Roberts for his new position. He's deserved this for a long time, and I think he's going to bring the police department forward from where it was. But again, congratulations, Eric. And also on the water and sewer rates, I'm on that committee, and I think that we're looking at the right steps to take to increase the water and sewer rates gradually and not increase them a lot like it was originally talked about. Other than that, I'll pass.
Baumgartner.
Yeah, echo the same thing. I've known Chief Roberts. He was neighbors to my parents. What a great guy, a great assets to the community. It's a breath of fresh air to have Eric in that position and have someone managing the department. So congrats to Eric, and look forward to seeing a lot of changes there. As far as the water rates, we spent a lot of time in several meetings. I've been involved in it the last couple as I came on council, but I know this has been a hot topic for a while. I encourage all the city council members to come to that utility committee, because there's some tough decisions that has to be made. And if you're not there and you don't know what those decisions are, it's hard to sit here and say I'm against it or for it. So I encourage all city council members to attend the meeting and hear what we're up against. Keep in mind, we are one of the cheapest in this area. We're, I think, third from the bottom out of like 40 some cities. If we did go with that rate increase, we would still be a third of the price of Arcanum, New Madison, Union City, et cetera. So we're still going to have some really great low rates compared to our surrounding communities. And the sad thing is we haven't done due diligence in the past. We should have been doing some small increments every year, and we didn't do it. And now it has to be a big increase. No one wants to pass this on to the community, but I just urge everyone to come to the meeting so they know all the facts and understand the need for it. And with that, I pass.
Godwin,
Yeah, I'd like to congratulate Chief Roberts also. And, I think he'll do a very good job over there. And as far as the water rates and sewer rates, committee of a whole, we had probably 3 or 4 meetings here at the first of the year. Excuse me. Then COVID kind of hit us a little bit, and then it went by the side a little bit. Then it was kind of picked back up by the mayor that we needed to have a meeting. And so we had 2 meetings, after Mr. Bumgardner got back on council. He's one of the members for this committee. And, the committee report was kind of ready to go in for this meeting. But there was some issues with agreements on it, and with trying to turn it in before the meeting and have it approved, there was no way of getting it in before the 48 hours. So this is going to be set up probably next week during the day, and it'll probably be in council chambers. And like John said, that Mr. Bumgardner said that, encourage all council members, if you can get free at that time, to be there. And, appreciate any input and, on this decision, because this COVID is not going to go away. And if you watch the news, for the first 20 minutes on the news is COVID and the new strain they got out, saying it's getting people from 18 to 55 and it's more easier to get. And, I had I know the mayor talked about people and jobs here in the community, but one of the things is when you get COVID and you're in a factory, you're quarantined for 14 days. Then you get a family member that gets contracted with the COVID. So there again, you're off another 14 days. And some of the factories only pay for 2 weeks. So there you got somebody that's not getting paid for 2 weeks. And, the person's off a month. That makes it hard for anybody that's trying to make a living here in the city of Greenville. So they got to kind of look at this increase, on timing. And with that, I will pass.
President Burkett.
Well, yeah, this council does have some serious decisions to be making here soon. It's one of those issues that we just, I don't feel we can let go for an extended period of time. So hopefully we'll get that accomplished. Again, to all of the families and who have been affected by loss of loved ones over the last couple of weeks, actually, it's a little more difficult, particularly at the holiday time. And that's when a lot of things seem to occur. And I too have lost a cousin, and it's just one of those things that time marches on. So to all those folks, our very best. With that, and looking forward to a brighter 2021. At this time, I would entertain a motion that we rise to executive session for the purpose of discussing items under Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1, which is matters of personnel involving two situations. So
So moved.
motion by Mr. Baumgartner, that we rise, call the roll.
Rogers,
Yes.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Godwin.
We'll stand in short recess while we change the TV and